Hey everyone, my name is David. This is my channel, well, such as it is. Today we're going to work a little bit on, we're going to go out to Kapler State Park and see what's going on in the springtime. I spent most of the fall season walking around in there and taking a look at different photo opportunities for the fall, but the spring, that's a whole new subject. There might be some things out there that I've never seen before. There might be flowers out there that I haven't seen. I know that there probably is going to be some growth going on. Now that we've had a lot of moisture in the air, I know some of that moss that sticks to the rocks are going to be growing. I'm kind of looking to keep in the black and white motif though. I'm not looking to do color. In fact, most of my color will probably be done now. I like to do black and white predominantly, except for fall. So we're going to go out there, we're going to take a look to see what kind of scenery we've got, where the river is, how high it is, how low it is. Maybe we'll get some photo opportunities then, maybe not, who knows. But that's the goal for today, is go out there and take a look and scout out some photos and see what we can get. After a short drive, I arrived to find the park empty, but with the sounds of the geese trumpeting over the rushing sound of the river and the songs of other birds. The river, as I feared, was higher than it was in the fall, so the images that I created in the past were not going to be replicated in any way. The only resemblance of the riverbank from this fall was the large tree that had beached itself on the river rock sandbar that you could walk out on. As you can see, it does run a sizable length of the shore, but doesn't extend any distance across the river. But still, there are images that I could create in the right conditions here. On the way back, I had a second look at the branches sticking out of the water. I'm not sure if there's an image to be made here, but I thought I would give it a try. I was attracted to the reflection and the odd shape it created. In some ways, it looked like a fish when you piece the reflection and the subject together. Either way, I felt it was a good exercise in looking for subjects and creating images out of it. After watching the geese, I headed to the paths that wrapped around the woods. There are two main trails. One trail winds along the upper half and leads to the pavilion that has a great view overlooking the Cedar River. And the other trail winds along the lower half and leads to that same pavilion. I started along the upper half where I passed a large outcropping of limestone that had been the subject of a few images I created last fall. Walking further, I crossed a bridge, up some stairs, and saw a very disappointing scene. Not one, but two trees were spray painted. Someone actually felt the need to spray paint their names on these trees. Unfortunately, this is not the first time I've seen this. Last fall, the pavilion that I'm walking to was also vandalized in the same way. Man, that's not cool. Once I've reached the pavilion, I can really see how much the river has risen over the past few days. I love this view because of the potential for great images that can be created at the perfect time. And right now I'm still working on that perfect time. As you can see, the path narrows with one short wall between you and a 20-foot or so drop down to the riverbanks. If you're afraid of heights, this can be a little unnerving. I found this on a large wall of limestone. Not only was this small fern sprouting out of it, but as you can see, it was covered in moss and small patches of columbine. I wasn't entirely sure it was columbine, but I did confirm it with a friend of mine who was in the know. After a spell, I made my way down, which wasn't too easy. The place where I created some of these images was a little treacherous. One could easily lose their footing and end up with a twisted ankle or worse.
As I headed back, I walked along the path that was lined with a limestone wall and trees that at times made you feel like you were walking in a tunnel. Throughout the path, there were still more flowers and plants along the way that I couldn't help but stop and photograph. Satisfied with the work that I had done today, I made my way to the car and headed home. Okay, I just got back from the Kapler State Park. I haven't quite looked at the photos yet, but I know that there's going to be a lot of good ones there. I'm kind of surprised by the amount of photo opportunities that I had. I was not going in with any expectations of taking any photographs. It was just a scouting type mission. But after walking on the upper half of that park, coming down the lower half and seeing that limestone wall, there were great opportunities with the moss and the ferns that are growing out there and those flowers. They kind of remind me of coral bells or prairie smoke, but I know that they weren't really those. I'll have to look for what they actually were. One of the great things about that park is that they do have a lot of limestone walls that are cut from probably that river going through. If you notice, that park's river was really, really high, so there weren't a lot of opportunities to get out closer to the other side and get nice reflection type photos. Kind of really wasn't looking to do that today, but if I was going to do that, it's definitely squash. There's no way of going out into the sandbars where I was last fall, like I was last fall, and there's just no way of getting out there. It's all full of river now. In fact, that one branched tree area where you could climb around on is now underwater as well, or predominantly underwater as well. So this is going to be a very interesting year. I'm really hoping that this year, this summer, that I'll find some interesting opportunities to take photographs in that park. Iowa isn't known, obviously, for the mountainous views or canyon views, and that's okay. It just makes me work a little bit harder to find more interesting types of photographs. Some of the people that I watch and learn from have great, hi Munchie, have great views that they can work to get to. I'm not going to say it's going to be easy to get to or easy to take the photographs because there is a lot of work involved, but it's really, you know that the views are going to be there. In Iowa, you either got corn or you got roads or you got barns. There's not a whole lot to photograph, but I kind of believe in this park that there are opportunities that the people who have the mountainous views don't normally get to have. So going to stick with the black and white this summer. Again, a few color things on some of the more unusual type flowers like I had today. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please share it with somebody else. Again, this is going to be a long journey, and I hope that you stick with me. Until the next time, have a great day. We'll see you later.